of 2026 for Globe, coming to you live from our prep in Dayton, Ohio. My name is Ryan Fiesel. I'm the VP of Sales here at Globe, and we are kicking off our 2026 promotion year. As you guys recall, last year we did a promotion every month where we focused on a single item or a few select SKUs. And then for 1 month, we ran that promotion. It was 3% off of that item or items. And then the entire PO got free freight as well. And so we had some success with that last year. It went well. And we wanted to just kind of tweak it a little bit, find out some ways that we can make it better. So we went out to the dealer community and asked a lot of you, how can we make this program more effective, right? Like I said, we did have some success with it, but there's definitely more potential there. And so the overwhelming feedback that we got was that 1 month was too short to execute the promotion, right? By the time you got out there and got the word out to the dealers, and then for them to turn a PO around and get it entered, 1 month was a little too short. So the first thing that we did to change this year is we're going to change it to 2 months. So doing 12 1-month promotions, we'll be doing 6 2-month promotions. All right, so that's the first thing. We also went back and we track every one of the promotions about how successful they are with sales volume. And we just picked the hits. We picked ones that were the most successful, and those are the ones that we are going to rerun again this year. So not only are we extending it from 1 month to 2, but we're also going to be doing the most successful ones from last year and rerunning them again this year. So the items that you're going to be seeing on these promotions over the course of the year are the key items, and I'll get into a little bit more of that later. The other thing with this year is we really want to make sure you guys understand the fact that there is a commission incentive that is involved with this. So not only are we running a longer promo, we're going to have a little bit wider range of items in each one of the promos, but there's also a commission incentive if you guys do hit your target. And if you don't know what your target is, ask. But those targets were there's a method behind the targets, right? It didn't just pull a number out of thin air and decide this is the number that you have to hit, right? We looked at your 3-year average of what the promotional item is. So for example, the first promo that we're doing now is our medium duty slicers. So what we did is we looked at a 3-year average of what you did in your territory. Right? When we got that averaged out, and then we added a little bit to it because if you just stay at average, you don't really. We need to see increase. That's the purpose of a promotion. So the numbers didn't come out of thin air. There was a science behind it. So you guys hit that target, then you will get an incentive, which is good. So again, this year, just one last recap. Every 2 months, right? So there's going to be a promo that lasts 2 months instead of 1. It'll still be that 3% off like we did last year. The PO will still receive free freight like it did last year, and it will be focusing on the key items, right? So you're not going to see a promotion on our 5-pound portion scales, right? We're going to do the items that actually are going to move the needle. And then just like every other promotion, when we kick it off, we're going to kick it off with a quick virtual meeting like we're doing today. Since it's last year we did a virtual meeting every month to launch the monthly promo. Even though it is every 2 months now, we'll probably still do a virtual meeting every month. For those of you that have been on before, we don't take a lot of your time, right? 12, 15 minutes, just quick, get the information that you need, and then get out on with your day. So we'll probably still be doing those every month or pretty close to every month. But the promotions will last 2. And just like last year, whenever we would do a virtual meeting, we would have a quiz at the end, and whoever was the first one to respond would get a free gift card to the Globe Swag Shop. So we will continue to do that this year as well. So make sure you guys are paying attention. There will be one quiz question at the end, and the quickest to type it into the chat box will receive a free $50 gift card to the Globe Swag Shop. So, what is the January and February promo? Most of you guys already know it because we're a couple days into January. But for those of you that don't, the January and February promo is medium duty slicers. Right? So that's the G10, the G12, the G, and the GC512. So we didn't limit it to just the G series. We also included the GC512. And I mentioned earlier that we're only going to be playing the hits, right? We're only running back the promos from last year that worked really well. So those four are those 5 items: the G10, G12, G12A, G14, and G512. Those 5 items make 15% of our overall sales. In 2025, those 5 items made up 15% of our overall sales. So we're giving you guys a promotion on our top selling items. So you guys should be able to get out there, get a lot of traction from our dealer community, and hit your guys' target so you can get a little extra commission. You know, in December of 2025, so the month that just ended, we didn't have that huge push at the end of the quarter like we did at the end of 2024. So I still think that there's a lot of opportunity out there for you guys to hit your dealers up and take advantage of this promotion. All right, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail as to the features and benefits of these slicers. You guys know them. These are slicers that you guys have been selling for a long time. The G12 that we have right here is our #1 selling SKU in our entire catalog. The G series, so the G12, all the slicers excluding the GC512, which I don't have here now. The other G series all have a 2-year parts and labor warranty still. And then the GC512, what makes it unique is even though it does just have the 1-year warranty, it is all stainless, and it is the one slicer that we have that is still gear driven. So depending on what your customer is looking for, these 5 slicers, there's a lot of variety in here. There's a lot of variety. You have the G12A if they're looking for an automatic. So good if it's good slicers just to put on the showroom floor, good slicers to put in inventory. I encourage any dealer that's out there that has a showroom floor, they need to have at least a G12 out on the floor and then one in stock for whenever one sells off the floor. And also remind them to rotate their stock whenever they do that. So that is what the promotion is for this month. I remind you guys, how do you know what slicer to sell between there's a 10-inch blade, there's 12-inch blades, there's 14-inch blades, there's manuals, there's automatics. Some of these slicers can slice for 3 hours. Some of these slicers can slice for 6 hours. Some can do a lot of cheese. Some can do a little cheese. How do I know what slicer to sell to my customer? Always refer to the slicer selection guide on globefoodequip.com. It is a very simple process. For those of you that have not used it before, go take a look at it, familiarize yourself with it. There's just a quick 5 questions on the side. As you answer those questions, it removes the slicers from the web page that do not fit the criteria that you're describing. So after a quick 2-minute conversation with your customer, you know what slicers fit their application and which ones don't. And as long as you sell a slicer that fits that application, you know that you can sell it and forget about it because you're not going to have problems down the road. So please make sure that you go to globefoodequip.com, go to the slicer selection guide, and that will help you to sell the correct slicer to your customer. So with that said, again, I'm not going to go into a lot of the features and benefits. You guys know these slicers. You now know how to sell and which ones to sell to. These are great, again, for stocking dealers, for dealers that have showroom floors. The G12 can slice for 4 hours a day. 2 hours can be cheese. That fits almost every or any application out there. So use this promo to your advantage. Use the extra 3%. Anything else they put on that PO will get free freight. All right. So with that said, I will open up to any questions that you guys have out there today. Waiting on any feedback that I may have of what questions there are. Are there any
Hey,
questions?
Ryan, it's Frank here for WD College. How are you? Ryan?
Is there any questions?
He can't hear you.
What slicer would you say from Hobart goes up against the G12? Some say it's a Centerline Edge 12.
All right, so Frank asked what slicer from Hobart goes against the G12. That's a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. That would be the Centerline Edge 12 that goes against that. There's also an Edge 10, an Edge 13, an Edge 13A, and an Edge 14. So Hobart has similar slicers to all the ones that you're going to see from Globe. And again, I'm glad you brought that up, Frank, because that is the #1 competitor against these slicers. And one thing that I do on a bi-weekly basis is look online, see where they have their items. We're still priced right, because these are an e-commerce item, and we want to make sure that that sticker that to where our customers buy their. And so what we want to make sure whenever they're doing that research, whether it be Webstronic, KTOM, wherever it is, we want to make sure do. And I haven't checked it week. Well, and that is exactly where we want to be. Between the lower price tag and the 2-year warranty compared to Hobart's 1, we are in a pretty good spot to sell against them. As far as capacity and capability of the slicers go, they're comparable. So like I told you, the G12 can slice for 4 hours a day and 2 hours can be cheese. Hobart's Centerline Edge 12 can slice for 4 hours and 2 hours can be cheese. So if you're looking at price, quality, warranty, going to get that. I'm sorry, I'm told to stop moving. That's not very easy for me. But anyhow, that's who you're selling against is the Hobart Centerline Edge, and you have a better price, you have a better warranty, you have a better product. Any other questions out there? Okay, well, if there are no more questions, or if you do and you want to, feel free to email me or email your regional, and we will be happy to help you out. But if there are no more questions, then we are going to go to our quiz question. So hopefully you guys are paying attention. I said that there will be a quiz at the end, and there is. The first person to type the correct answer in the chat box will win a free $50 gift card to the Globe Swag store. So the question is, what percentage of overall volume for Globe are the slicers that you have for the promotion this week? Larry, 15%. Did Larry say 15%? All right. Larry, congratulations. We will be in touch to get your information so we can send you the free Globe swag card. So that is the conclusion of our presentation today. If you guys have, again, any other questions, feel free to ask now or reach out to myself or your regional, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, best of luck out there selling, and please take advantage of this promotion. Have a great day.